Hello and welcome to Fields of Isis. We got a game featuring the legendary ISU team, perhaps the best two-person team, at least early on in Supreme Commander Forged Alliance. But they are taking on some very good players. Sir Louis playing as Seraphim, as well as Poita playing as Siren. So two very capable players. But in 2v2, I believe these guys have won all the tourneys in 2008, 2007. I might be wrong, but they're definitely going to be good. And it looks like they're going UEF and Aeon, so definitely the two best. Actually, every single faction is going to be featured: UEF, Seraphim, Cyber, and Aeon. And of course, Fields of Isis, for those who don't know, about 4,000 mass in each one of these choke points. So you got to get that early. That really makes this map a little less of a turtle, although it's definitely a turtle. Looking at blue screen here, playing as black. He's going for a total of 6 P-gens, not going to the Hydra yet. There's a couple engineers, actually a very early engineer going to the middle. He's going to be running into an Engie from Sir Louis, but Sir Louis also sending a whole bunch of Selines. The ACU for Melkor much more aggressive than blue screen. So Melkor very aggressive, and it looks like a whole bunch of power plant right after the Hydra. 3 engineers on power and no scouts whatsoever from Melkor. A blue screen getting an upgrade, and this is going to be the back upgrade for UEF of Fields of Devices. If you're playing UEF, you gotta go for the ACU drone. That's the quickest way to get to the middle. If you look at blue screen's ecom, you can see it looks like he's got that perfectly. You can see his power ran out just when he got the drone. The drone should be making its way across. You can see, very useful unit. You can also initiate builds. That's oh, I guess that's alright. And let's see, what's its build capacity. It can build a factory in 1 minute, and the ACU can build a factory in 30. So it's just like a Tech 1 engineer. Meanwhile, Mech Marine just gets ran over here by Poita. And this engineer, you can see the reclaim 444 ready for blue screen. Meanwhile, Melkor up on top he's going to be unopposed to get all that mass. That Engie gets killed. An engineer from Sir Louis is going to try to get a little bit of the mass, but of course this drone would be really nice to reclaim this engineer instead of just going after the Rex. Instead, it's just going to go after the Rex. Sir Louis is going to get a couple nice chunks of mass. Sir Louis still staying put with his ACU. Actually, the whole right side team, the ACUs, have stayed home. Except Poita's ACU kind of went into the middle of the map. By far the most aggressive, of course, Melkor picking up this entire choke point. So really, in terms of mass early on, after 4 minutes, a big advantage for the ISU team. Melkor with a total of 3,000. Still got a little bit of left. 2,000 for blue screen. And now it looks like blue screen and Poita are going to make it to the middle choke point. One thing to note, there's a couple of really nice chunks of mass here still left for Poita. And actually it looks like Poita coming across and leaving that choke point completely to Melkor. Blue screen not going to get a land factory here coming up minute 5. Looking at Sir Louis' base, he's got multiple air factories. Looks like he's going to go pretty heavy air, a whole bunch of interceptors. Seraphim Tech 2 bombers. Besides the Mercy, the best sniping bomber. Very difficult to dodge. Looks like air is going to be planned for blue screen. And it would be really nice to see blue screen and Melkor on Forged Alliance forever, I guess. They haven't played for 2-3 years. But I think they would really like the balance much more now. Players of their caliber, as well as Sir Louis, would also be nice. But I guess it's completely up to them. A point defense for blue screen. Poita retreating. Although looking at Forged Alliance forever, there are a lot of new faces lately, but still people have problems hosting. People just need to host something like Fields of Isis, 2v2 Fields of Isis, the most common game to ever be played in Forged Alliance forever. Everybody knows what to expect. They know what to do. Sometimes there's a lot of anxiety joining a game where you have no idea what the map is. But on Fields of Isis, it's quite straightforward. Definitely a big air advantage for Sir Louis, and here Poita has got through with a bunch of Manta, which are not being micro. They're going to get hit by a bunch of Arty. But point defenses for blue screen, you should be able to hold this choke point. Meanwhile, up on top, Melkor has retreated back to his base. It seems like nobody wants to do anything up there. Melkor came, left, Poita didn't even go there. Meanwhile, Sir Louis definitely the dominant air player in this one. We do see an air factory, no support at all for blue screen. In terms of tech, and we do see a couple Tech 2 mask extractors for Sir Louis. Sir Louis, a big air spam. You can see he's got plus 770 power, but he's using most of it. And you can see that's a lot of engineers. 22 engineers here, about 20 on the factory. And remember, a factory is the build capacity of 4 engineers. Poita now getting an upgrade and a little bit of trouble. That's a lot of Arty. It looks like blue screen favoring Arty over tank, and that's probably a good idea here, forcing Poita to stop his upgrade. Now Poita is going to retreat. However, Tech 2 bombers, I did not see. Yeah, very quick Tech 2 bomber upgrade. And this is going to be very dangerous for blue screen. Going to have an air fight plus gunships from Poita, the gestures. Melkor does have the air force, but it will not be enough. Blue screen trying to finish his upgrade while getting hit. And you can see the strategy for Sir Louis, very simple. 3 factories, getting Tech 2 air, winning air, and bombing with Tech 2 bombers. Blue screen does have the gun, but he really needs Tech 2 flak at this point. And each one of these bombs is about 1,000 health, 1,000 damage, and Tech 1 ACU 12,000. So 12 bombs is all it takes. And this has become a 2v1 game with early on here. It looks like the give was allowed. So Melkor now has double base. No air control in terms of land, very similar. But we might see these Tech 2 bombers from Sir Louis continue to attack. You can see Tech 1 anti-air for Melkor. Here at the back door, Sir Louis scouting Melkor's base. Melkor now with Swift Winds, he really does need that Tech 2 air. And looks like bad micro there from Sir Louis, he kinda just threw those away. And looks like Melkor is gonna have air control, so those Tech 2 bombers would not be in good shape against the Swift Winds unless yeah, this is good placement of Tech 2 power for Melkor. These would be great targets. You can see only 2,000 health, so 2 bombs from the, probably take 3 bombs because it's a little over 2,000, so 3 bombs from these Tech 2 bombers would take out the Tech 2 power generator. Of course, the shield here at 11,000, that shield has to go down. It's a nice looking Air Force. Tech 1, Tech 2. Both UEF and Aeon are available for Melkor. It looks like Tech 3 land is now planned for Poita here, min 11. Big Tech 1 power spam for Poita. And a lot of teching. So looking at the ecos, Poita here 66 mass, total of 4,200 mass reclaimed. A big excess of power. That's probably helping Sir Louis though. He's got a total of 1,200 power. Well, Sir Louis also has excess power, so both the right side are wasting a lot of power. They might as well just spam a little more air. It looks like Sir Louis going to Tech 3. We got to remember 3599. Tech 3 much cheaper, and they're definitely going to utilize all that excess power from both players once they get the Tech 3. In terms of mass, Sir Louis only plus 46, but nearly 2,000 power, 3,500 mass reclaimed. And now Melkor, a lot more mass. He's got more than both these players put together. It's about plus 110 for the right side, but he's got a plus 130. Also in terms of power, a little less power though than the right side team, but with this much mass in the bank, he can take care of that problem without too many issues. Looks like he's got a very elaborate here system of walls, just in case he gets hit a bunch of by a big wave of Tech 1 spam. One thing that Melkor, very little scouting. He still has not seen what Poita's base looks like. I guess I don't remember who said that. Believe it was TBO. Yeah, the big one said that when he looked at the games that are currently being played in Forge Alliance Forever, he did notice that the gameplay really didn't improve from the past, and especially in scouting, things like that. People are much more aggressive. But we do see now restorers on the field for Melkor, the most deadly unit. Of course, this is no longer as deadly as it was in 3599. Still a very good gunship. And Sir Louis' base is going to be in trouble. Sir Louis is with Tech 3 Air, multiple Tech 2 power, but he's going to be losing Tech 2 mass extractors. You can see Sir Louis targeting the Restorer, Tech 1, Tech 2. Very important air battle here. Numbers for Melkor, but Tech for Sir Louis. Sir Louis is producing more and more ASF. Looks like both restorers were taken out. And one thing to note, Tech 2 flag for Poita. That's going to really shift this air battle. And looks like this air fight is going to be won by the right side team. Melkor, meanwhile, looks like going for Tech 3, getting more Tech 2 power. But good defense against the Restorer. Really, the only loss was the Tech 2 mass extractor. Sir Louis, though, with no shields here, could be exposed. A couple Strat Bombers. Of course, that would be a dangerous move. Meanwhile, Sir Louis getting Strat Bombers of his own. Tech 3 land, Tech 3 engineers. So looks like Tech 2 land making flag for Poita. They definitely have to respect the Restorer, so expect them to fill this map with Tech 2 flak. Here come the ASF. And once Melkor gets Tech 3, he should be getting... He's actually got Tech 3 air factory. Should be getting some Tech 3 anti-air. So this battle has been completely air this entire game. Sir Louis kind of set the tone. Blue screen perhaps was going to go for some gun and maybe a little Tech 1 action. But that did not work out. And now it is basically purely Tech 3 air, with Strat Bombers being produced by Sir Louis, although it's going to be quite dangerous against the superior eco of Melkor. Melkor is upgrading some of his mass structures to Tech 3 now. A Tech 2 land factory for UEF, going Tech 3 with UEF, Tech 3 power, and of course Tech 3 anti-air. Very important unit. That's a nice build capacity on the Tech 3 air factory. It looks like a little more for Sir Louis, actually. That's one thing we can check. Sir Louis has looks like only 35 engineers that are... No, I think all these are working. It's 35 plus 18, 53 engineers for Sir Louis on the Tech 3 air factory, while Melkor is only 21. So more than double build capacity for Sir Louis. Poita, Tech 2 flak and just upgrading mass extraction Tech 3. He might just go for an experimental here soon. Some nice scouting from Melkor. And Tech 2 flag being put in the middle of the map. It'd be nice to shove it right here, right in the middle, so any kind of air battles this Tech 2 flag can shift. And if these players decide to play some city like this, I will speed up the game a little bit. Definitely need more build capacity. There are some Tech 2 engineers for Melkor, Tech 2 UEF NGs. Might see some kennels, and actually in a 2v1, that's where a unit limit, and actually this is a 500 unit limit, UEF becomes so crucial, with the build capacity really becoming limited by the number of units you can have, and that's when you got to switch to either Tech 2 engineers, and looks like that's exactly what Melkor has done, or better, to make the drones. But of course, when you make that, here comes Strat Bombers. Oh, it was a failed bomb. Completely lost. That was a nice dodge there from Melkor, avoiding some of the damage. But really, A little too ambitious from Sir Louis. There's no way you're gonna break a Tech 3 base like that with only a few strat bombers. Spider now started by Poita here, coming up minute 20. Now I don't remember what I was talking about, but looking at this base, still a lot of Tech 1 power, of course, build capacity. And if you want to, actually, let's see how many units Melkor has. He's only at 321, but eventually he will have to get rid of all the Tech 1 power generators, things like that, when he runs up against that wall. But yeah, of course, the drones from UEF, they're nice, except when you get attacked by ASF. They get killed very quickly. It looks like both players going for the Spider. There's a lot of build capacity on that. They're going to get that out very quick. Remember, they started exactly a minute ago, so just over a minute to make the Spider. Should be spotted by Melkor. If Melkor, actually a lot of flak here as well. So air might not be an option for Melkor to defend against the Spider. He still has an ACU at Tech 3, plenty of shields, a couple of Tech 2 point defenses. We're seeing some of those going up. A couple overcharges would be enough. Of course, restorers as well, but flak coming in with the Spider. And maybe an air fight. It looks like Melkor has just one air. Very easily. Which is very surprising. Well, yeah, Sir Louis stopped his air production completely. He did have a lot more build capacity. Now second Spider right away for Poita. More restorers coming out into the field for Melkor. Meanwhile, the Spider is making his way past the bottom choke point, halfway to Melkor's base. Melkor has to be doing something. This is definitely not enough. Only a few Tech 2 point defenses, and that's Tech 3 point defenses planned for Tech 3 engineer, Tech 3 UEF engineer. I'm not sure why Poita has decided to stop. He's not going to attack. That gave Melkor some very precious time. But another thing to note, these walls will prevent the flak from going in. The experimental can go through. Meanwhile, crazy things going on here. An air fight over Sir Louis' base with restorers coming in. Doesn't look like they actually killed much. But there's Tech 2 flak from Poita coming in, try to defend. A couple of mass storages killed. Meanwhile, the Spider moves in, walks directly through all this weak defense, but now restores, and this is the problem. You can see the flak lagging behind. The Spider has to wait. About 83 kills for the Spider. We might see ISU here do some overcharges. Meanwhile, it looks like no problems with that flak now. And Melkor should just overcharge the Spider, and it will be over. And once again, we're seeing, no matter what year it is, 3599, Forge Alliance Forever, Spiders are made out of paper. You should never be afraid of them and just overcharge them. Of course, another thing that you see, you might have noticed from other replays, is how long it takes for the Spider to turn its turret. And that's so much time to give the ACU to do some shooting. So if you're coming in with the Spider, make sure the turret's facing the ACU, whatever it's shooting is in the same direction as the ACU. That problem doesn't exist for the GC or for the chicken, which just shoot straight up. Of course, that gives the Spider an advantage when they're running away. They can shoot backwards. So now what we can say here, not too many losses. Some Tech 2 power was killed. Tech 3 power is still here. Those weak defenses were killed, but left a really nice chunk of mass for Melkor. Second Spider has been finished. And now some Tech 3 power coming up for Poita. And it doesn't look like those restorers really did that much big damage. They did leave a couple of really nice chunks of mass for Sir Louis. And Tech 3 point defense is coming up for Melkor. So that second Spider would have Really no chance against this defense now. Shields and take 3-point defense. Some more scouting from Melkor, minute 26. But perhaps the Spider thinks it can do something. It is moving in. It is scouted. It's been seen. Scouting from Sir Louis as well. They have spotted the GC, and meanwhile Melkor has got the shield in the ACU, which is going to make him extremely good against the Spider. Takes a long time to knock down. It's 46,000 health on that ACU. Actually more than the Spider, which is 45,000. He's got to get that Tech 3 shield done, but this is so much Tech 3-point defense. I'm not really sure if I agree with that micro there from Poita. Just running in head first. Should have. Well, actually, you should not have an attack, not have an attempt this. But that was very futile attack there from Poita. Now it appears that Sir Louis has given his units over to Poita and left the game, but he left the game in a very bad spot, killing a whole bunch of Poita's engineers. So it has become 1v1, Seraphim and Cybern versus Aeon and UEF, and definitely a big faction advantage. Another Spider now coming in from Poita. I'm not really sure why it's going anywhere. Map control definitely a slight advantage for Poita, but and actually in terms of air it looks pretty even. A lot more flak for Poita. Tech 3 shields, more defense for Melkor, and he does have a GC. One thing we haven't seen in this game is a couple of drops. This would be a nice exposed place to put a drop in, but of course with the restorers, those will kill any dropped units very quickly, unless you drop some flak there as well. It's a nice ASF spam here from Poita. Yet another Spider. One thing surprising is that GC is not being constructed. Here minute 30, Poita with 186, 20,000 mass in the bank, 7,000 power. While Melkor way more, nearly 400 mass and 12,000 power. So at this point it looks like a huge advantage for Melkor. He's got a GC and he looks like he's gonna take it slow. So we see an ISIS, if you're an aggressive team and you feed the other side with the chickens and you don't, or spiders, you're gonna be a big disadvantage economically. Not really sure what those restorers are doing out there. Some scouting from Melkor. Looks like the air battle has been won. The flak is moving in to the top to defend for Poita. And now Fatty for Melkor. So Melkor looks like he's going to go for a Fatty GC combination. It's a very nice combination to attack with. You lead with a GC, follow up with a Fatty. But here comes a Megalith from Poita. That could make it interesting. We have not seen any nukes yet or anti-nukes. Looks like both players are doing enough scouting to know that there is nothing nuclear going on. One thing we also haven't seen is some cruise missiles. Of course that could be because air has been so dominant, both players know exactly what's going on. So not a lot of sneaky play whatsoever. Looks like some Percy's, perhaps a drop, or just a couple more units to go with the Fatty. Melkor, you can see in his eco, he's just running out of mass. But here comes the Fatty, huge excess of power, and his unit limit's still only 380. But he is switching to the drones. So you can see with the Tech 3 radar, sure where this is. Tech 3 area has the Omni range where you can counter all the stealth, but it also has the full range which covers the whole map. So you can see he knows exactly where the ISU is. So if you have radar coverage and then you spot a unit, you will know what that unit is until the radar loses power, and then you lose all this information. But here comes a GC fatty combination from Melkor, together with air support, flak, and some Perseus. This is a very good experimental attack, although he is going to be facing a megalith. The megalith could make it interesting. It does have nice range, and it will kill. And actually, 2 spiders and a megalith. Restorers coming in to try to save. The fatty is not going to have a chance, but 3v2. Percy's coming in from the side. Well, no, this is not good. The worst thing you could possibly do with the megalith is turn around like that, because he can't shoot backwards. And amazingly, the Perseus together with the GC survive, and it's going to be really bad now for Poita. See, there's no guns in the back, but very good guns in the front. So that did not look good there at the end. You can see a nuke started by Poita, plus some artillery. There goes the megalith, and the GC together with the Perseus marching into Melkor's or Poita's base. And here, minute 40, next to a freshly built nuke, Poita dies. So a victory for the ISU team. 40 minutes on ISIS, and hopefully people enjoyed this one.